All right, so some news just came out that ISIS is planning an attack on the UK. And every time I hear about them having information on possible attacks, and I saw the movies, I seen how spies operate, but it always seemed to be very suspicious that they always know of the things that's going to happen over here, or but they never know nothing that's going to happen nowhere else. Well, not to my knowledge, not to the news that they promote. There's always, oh yeah, we got the insight on what they trying to do here. So now this video is based on an actual possible occurring event that may possibly happen in the future. What they are doing is preparing in what looks like a multi-million-dollar Hollywood studio. They are preparing for a possible ISIS attack by using, I don't know how much money, but let's just say thousands of dollars, to duplicate what possibly could happen from their intel of a possible attack on the UK from ISIS. Now I want y'all to hear. Let me see if I can fix the volumes. I want y'all to hear what he's saying, and what this other lady is saying. Cause this right here, this ain't real. But if they chose to, it could be real. I talked about in the other video about Photoshop. They say don't believe it because it's Photoshop, but then say believe it, and it's still Photoshop. So you can't really even tell. And if you look at this video, if they didn't have these smiling faces on, you would think this was real. So they can fake anything. But I'm going to go ahead and play the video so I can hear what they're talking about.
Well, we're inside the main building where this exercise, Unified Protector it's called, is taking place in Dartford in Kent. Very realistic. It's like a movie set almost. They've taken tube carriages in here, hundreds of people playing casualties. You can hear them shouting in the background to make it as realistic as possible for the emergency services. We're joined by a representative from the organisers London Fire Brigade, Danny Cotton, the senior London Fire Brigade officer here. Danny, just tell us about the scenario first.
So this scenario is a building collapse, which has collapsed onto Waterloo Underground.
So the scenario is a building collapse. Scenario is a building collapse. And I just want to point out how real this looks. This not no paper mache. This is not. This is steel out here. This is real things that can harm you. This is not for play. You see this? This is amazing. And this is just for a scenario. A possible scenario from the intel they got of a possible attack that they heard of prior to it happening. That's suspicious. But I'll continue the video.
Station, obviously impacting on several tube carriages that are here. There are hundreds of people trapped. Our initial crews would have turned up to find.
She said hundreds of people trapped, but the only way you can tell that this is not real is this guy right here smiling. Few people having casual conversations, and if they if they wanted to, they say everybody straight face and act crazy, and it'll look real. And you will never know where. They can say anywhere. We're in a such and such underground station. It look like it's a Waterloo. It would say Waterloo, but they can change the banner and say we in a This was oh yeah, here go Waterloo right there. This is a location few miles west of such and such, and block it off. Boom, boom. Hit the corners, get the police blocking it off. Nobody can come through for hours, and then set your situation up, your scenario, and go on with your plans. I'm gonna continue.
Thousands of people evacuating from the station with various injuries, from dust and
Got a couple people coughing.
They're now trying to actually get into the first carriages to deal with the most seriously injured people who are there. As you can hear, it almost sounds like chaos, because the first people are really concerned. They want to get out. They don't understand what's happened. So our first responders are
only thing they need now is a little blood splatter, blood splatter, and this will look real.
To make some sense of what's happening and to try and get to the people who are trapped.
And I mean, we can see it is to an extent organised chaos. You have to prioritise in terms of those that you can help.
Missing limbs.
Safety. I suppose for those that look back on 7/7 and the criticism that there was of the emergency services there, this gives an accurate idea of just how chaotic it can be at these seas.
Absolutely, it's a really interesting experience. It's the first time crews have been able to come in and get a bird's eye view of what an initial call looks
couple
like.
Dummy bodies, blood,
confused state.
That look real from a distance.
They can't actually understand how much is involved here, but what they do need to do is to get on with doing the trials and the casualties to make sure we treat the most seriously injured people first, that we work really closely with our partner agencies, and that's one of the lessons we learned from 7/7, is that we've done a lot of work to practice working together with our partners, so we're one big team managing this incident.
Now, this isn't terrorist related, but it could be just that kind of scenario. It's the sort of effect you would have from a large-scale disaster.
Couple bloody people. Look at that guy. He's obviously been shot with a real bullet in the throat. He's dead.
And the importance of this is the first time that we've been able to do such a large-scale exercise over such a prolonged period. We normally do it for a day. This is going on for 4 days, so it will give us a real impact. Our urban search and rescue teams coming in, and the real work they'll have to do to actually make way to get to the other casualties. We'll then call on providers from around the country and then from Europe to come and provide assistance.
Okay, Danny Cotton from London Fire Brigade, thanks very much indeed for talking to us. And Danny will be here throughout this exercise to say it's a very long, protracted exercise, 4 days in length.
All right, now I just want to say a few things. Now, people may say, well, they need to do things like this for a possible such and such, or possibles. Maybe they do.